What's this? You grew up without a father? Why would you even bother applying for this job?
There was nothing on the application form about family information. Why does it matter? It's irrelevant. None of the other companies I've applied for have said anything about it.
Are you really that stupid? It doesn't have to be written anywhere. It goes without saying that you shouldn't have applied. We are a huge corporation, not one of those worthless startups that get run into the ground and end up losing their shareholders' money. Employees here are the envy of every graduate. We are consistently ranked in the top 10 desirable places to work, right up there with Tesla and SpaceX. What kind of a messed up world would it be if someone like you got the position? We can't have some young punk off the street waltz in and start ruining what we've all worked so hard to build. If you don't even have a basic understanding of how the world works, then you won't get far in life. You need to at least have some common sense, which you seem to have none of. Can't have your kind in charge of projects. We're a multi-billion-dollar company. You'd probably always be looking for ways to pilfer cash, stealing office supplies and things.
I've never heard of anything like this. I really don't see what my personal life has to do with my ability to work hard and be part of a successful team. I'm sure I could prove my worth, given the chance.
No. It's never gonna work. You're dreaming if you think you could ever work here. Nice try, but you weren't clever enough to fool us. Maybe in another life, huh?
Wow, I've never ever been spoken to like that. Do you talk to everyone in such a way?
You brought it on yourself. You tried to sneak that information about yourself under the radar of a professional team of interviewers. Of course I'm gonna call you out on it. It doesn't really matter though, does it? You failed the interview, so go knock on the door of a pitiful little company that more suits your resume.
What? Hang on a minute. I thought I got the job. I'm looking at the letter right here in front of me.
Yes, I know we sent you a letter of intent to hire, but in light of this new information, we've had to rescind it. There's no way we could possibly hire you now.
Is this Jimmy Bancroft?
It is. Who is this? I don't have your number in my phone. If you're selling something, I'm not interested.
My name is Allison Sinclair. I married your father some years back. We'd never met, but I'm your stepmother.
What are you talking about? I don't have a father. Is this some kind of joke? It's in poor taste if it is. My father was a piece of trash who ran out on my mother and I. We struggled so much when I was growing up. I had to wear secondhand clothes all the time, and I'm still being punished for that deadbeat. Just today,
Stop right there. Your father most certainly did not run out on you. Ever since your parents broke up, he's been watching over you.
What a crock. He never gave us a cent. I grew up with almost nothing. We were dirt poor. I'll never forgive him for abandoning me. It's your fault, isn't it?
That's not true. Your mother refused any attempt to make child support payments. I guess it was pride or just stubbornness, but she felt it important to make it on her own. She wouldn't take anything from him. In the end, he gave up trying and decided to try and find another way to support you.
Well, he didn't, did he? Whatever. There's no point talking to someone I don't even know about. You wouldn't understand what it's like to wonder where your next meal is going to come from.
No, I'm telling the truth. Your father feels terrible for leaving you. Even now, he wishes there was a way to make things right. It is a great source of distress to him, so I'm taking it upon myself to reach out to you.
Even if he is remorseful, it doesn't change the fact that he left. I was just a little boy. I didn't understand what was going on. You've got some real nerve contacting me out of the blue like this. I should just block your number. You're sticking your nose into business that doesn't concern you. Find another loser who needs your charity. I don't want whatever it is you're offering.
Jimmy.
Don't use my name. You know nothing about me. Leave me alone.
Yes, I'm sorry to bother you, but if you just hear me out.
You're all so damn selfish. All of you. You only think about yourselves. My life sucks. I can't even have an interview without having my life put under a microscope. I can't even get a job. Everything was going fine until they found out that I'd been raised by a single mom. What does that have to do with it? Not that that should have anything to do with my ability to work there. If I had money, I'd take them to court. If I had money, I wouldn't need their stupid job. I'm just trying to get ahead and make my mom proud. Support her like she did me.
What happened with the interview?
Why would I bother to talk about it with a homewrecker like you? It's because you had an affair with my father that all of this happened in the first place.
An affair? Your father only remarried 2 years ago.
What? That's a lie. I know what happened. You couldn't keep your hands off my father, and he left us for you.
I have no idea what happened between your mother and father that led to divorce, but I can assure you it had nothing to do with me.
So you weren't sneaking around with my father behind my mother's back? Is that what you're saying?
Good God, no. What kind of person would I be? I definitely wouldn't be reaching out to you now, would I? The shame of it! And your father is not the type to go having an affair, let me tell you that. Who said he'd had an affair? Where did you hear such slanderous nonsense?
I overheard my grandmother telling some relatives. Why would she make up something like that?
She was probably just being polite, trying to divert them away from the truth. What has your mother said about the reason they split?
I've never asked her about it. I didn't want to upset her. When my father left us, we had nothing. I often went to bed hungry and had to wait until the next day at school and hope a friend would take pity on me and share his lunch.
And I'm telling you that all these years you've harbored a hatred for your father when all along he was innocent. You've never been told the truth. Ask your mother what really happened.
I've always believed that my father didn't want to have anything to do with me. You're telling me that I've been lied to?
Yes, your father has always worried about you. Tell me what happened at the interview, if you don't mind. I may be able to be of some assistance.
You really are a stubborn young man, aren't you? You made such a good impression on the other interviewers that we gave you a letter of intent to hire. Then we go ahead and find out that you were raised by a single mother. There's no room for your kind in this company. We have a reputation to uphold.
Then I'll refuse the offer.
What a shame, huh? You almost did it. Almost lifted yourself out of the gutter onto the first rung of the corporate ladder. But it ain't gonna happen, is it, Jimmy boy? There's no fairy tale ending to this story.
I see.
If you had managed to pull some miracle and made it to your first day on the job, I would have found a way to get you fired.
Why do you have to be such a dick about it? Is not having a father such a big deal? It's 2022, for God's sake. There are loads of different family models now.
Someone's in a foul mood, aren't they? I'm not a total monster, though. Your emergency contact on your resume was your mom, so I gave her a call.
What the hell? Why would you go and do something like that?
I thought she would be devastated to hear that you failed the interview. So, as an act of goodwill, I offered her a cleaning job here. See, I did that out of the goodness of my own heart.
You did what?
Yep, she was so surprised that she cried tears of joy. It really warmed my heart hearing her happiness.
Unbelievable.
Are you angry? Well, you shouldn't be. You should be thanking me for giving her a job. I helped her out just at the right time, too, considering she has an unemployed son to look after. I mean, a cleaning job hardly pays, but it might keep you off food stamps for a while, at least.
You're a real piece of work. Do you enjoy looking down on people?
Oh, boo-hoo. Just because you didn't get the job you wanted doesn't mean you have to get all salty about it. You should appreciate the chance I gave her. It really does show your lack of a good upbringing. No manners at all.
Do you get a kick out of making fun of us? What makes you so special anyway?
We aren't talking about me. I'm not the one who lied about his upbringing. Hey, I might even take pity on you and introduce you to a company that more suits your level of upbringing. How about a pet food factory? That might be more your style.
Mr. Jack, I don't see young Mr. Bancroft's name in the list of new hires. He was sent a letter letting him know we would hire him. How could you make such a simple mistake?
No, I don't think I made a mistake. The list is correct. Let me just recheck it. New hires, yes, that's correct. I don't make a mistake. We've got a great intake this year. I think you'll be impressed. All from the top colleges. There are even a couple of guys that were a few years behind me at college. Great chaps. They'll be a nice addition to the team.
I'm telling you that you have left a name out. And Mr. Bancroft didn't go to university.
Ah, yes, there was that one guy who hadn't been to college. Oh, Miss Sinclair, it isn't that little punk, is it? Please tell me it isn't him.
What do you mean, little punk? Explain yourself.
When I found out he grew up without a father, I let him know that we had reversed the decision to hire him. He was so angry. I had a good laugh about that.
Why on earth did you reverse the decision?
Because I could. I'm the head of the selection committee, so I exercised my authority and struck him off the list.
Why would you do that when every other member of the team loved him? He was the only one that all 5 members of the interview committee loved, including you.
Yeah, well, that was before I found out about his family life. Because of his upbringing, or lack of, and his poor academic record, I had no qualms about canceling the decision. And I didn't like his attitude, typical of his generation. He was out of his depth. I could see he would have been nothing but trouble. It would have had a negative effect on the whole team. Miss Sinclair, you're not saying that you liked him too, are you? I decided to ditch him for the good of the company. I hope you'll trust my judgment. I've never let you down before, have I?
He met all the requirements and everyone else thought very highly of him.
Yes, that may be true, but I didn't think he was suited to being a member of our company. His background is too different. I think it would have caused problems with the other staff members.
How can you be such a snob? You can't discriminate against someone just because of the way they were brought up.
People like him always have their hand out. They want the government to just give them things for nothing while the rest of us all bust our asses to get ahead in life. It's the sense of entitlement that makes me sick. And he was so arrogant to go with it. No, Allison, trust me. We are better off without that little punk.
I'll have you know that I was raised by my mother alone. My father was never in the picture.
What? You? Come on, stop joking around.
And by the way, that little punk is my husband's son.
What? That executive from Murphy Steel?
Yes, Mr. Bancroft is the son from his first marriage.
Oh God, they're our biggest client.
Yes, and he was thrilled his son had managed to enter such a large and established company on his own merit and not by his connection to his father. He was counting down the days until he could finally see him be successful.
Oh, this is bad. Why didn't you tell me sooner? This is gonna take some of my wizardry to fix.
I spoke to Jimmy and he told me everything. He said you really had it in for him and made fun of his family situation. He doesn't know that I'm one of the managing directors here, though. I didn't know you had such a low opinion of people from single-parent homes. When my husband finds out how you treated his son, he may well tear up our contract. Murphy Steel accounts for at least 10% of our business. I'd hate to be in your shoes when the boss finds out what happened.
I know, you don't have to tell me. I'm the main contact with them. What have I done? I'll be fired on the spot. The boss will probably call security. I'm done for. That's it for me. I'll be cleaning the streets for a living.
And then some. The company may be able to sue you for damages. Minus 10% of a multi-billion-dollar company equals a hell of a lot of hot water you're in.
Okay. Think. I'll rescind the rescinding of the letter. We'll hire him. Get him on the phone. Mr. Bancroft?
Not you again. What do you want? Just texting to rub salt into my wounds?
No, not at all. I've spoken to Miss Sinclair about you. There seems to have been some big misunderstanding. She filled me in on you. It's all very convoluted and confusing. You're the son of her husband, right?
Apparently, she told me, and it was the first I'd heard about it. It's pretty confusing to me, too.
I've rewritten the letter of intent to hire, and I'll be putting it in the pot today. So, let me be the first to say congratulations and welcome to the company. We are expecting big things of you, young Jimmy.
Oh, really? Well, that's good to know, but I've already accepted an offer from another company, so unfortunately, I won't be joining you.
Another offer? From who? Which place?
Coincidentally, it's a position where my father works at. I just had the interview, actually. They offered me the job on the spot. No deliberation, just a handshake and an offer. I was taken into a separate room and there was my father to welcome me. He seemed pretty happy to see me. I've had some real ups and downs, and, well, there's no changing the past, but I finally feel loved by both parents.
You're lucky to have had such a great connection at Murphy Steel.
But that's the thing, though. My father had no idea I was being interviewed there today. He saw my name on the list of new employees and rushed down to see me.
So everything is fine in the end? No hard feelings? Congratulations on the job. Your mother must be over the moon. Well, I'll say goodbye and leave you to celebrate. Murphy Steel is our biggest customer, so I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon enough.
So that's it, is it? All fair, no hard feelings? Back to business as usual?
Yep.
I may be new to job hunting and the art of interviews, but I'll tell you this for free. There's no way you should be doing that job.
Oh, yeah?
When you belittled me for my upbringing, I held back my anger because it was directed at me. But when you started messing with my mother, that's when I saw red. You don't get to walk away from this as if nothing happened. What you said and did was unforgivable.
That was just a big misunderstanding. Look, Jimmy.
Don't you look, Jimmy, me. When my mother heard the reason you gave for failing me when all the others wanted to hire me, she was devastated.
I'm sorry.
No one in their right mind would forgive you for what you did. I'll be telling Miss Sinclair everything.
Oh, no. Please don't do that. I beg you.
I bet I'm not the first person this has happened to either. How many others have you just dismissed outright for a ridiculous reason or because you didn't like their backgrounds? The fact that this could be going on at such a well-known company is a problem management needs to deal with. You need to get down on your knees and apologize to my mother and I.
I will. I do. I'm sorry. I am sorry. You've got to believe me. I'll apologize 1,000 times if it will make you forgive me.
Not a chance. It doesn't work that way.
What? I said sorry. What more can I do?
It goes without saying you should apologize, but this kind of misconduct can't go unpunished. It would be criminal negligence not to report you.
I'll never do it again, I promise. I'll treat everyone equally from this day forth.
There's no coming back from this. You'll just have to suck it up and take your punishment like a man.
Please, don't report me. I've changed. I love single mothers. They're the greatest. So hardworking. So commendable.
Apparently, Mr. Jack's superiors were so angry that one of them even had to be held back from physically attacking him. For such disgusting behavior, he was sent to work in the basement sorting through decades of paperwork and digitizing it all page by page. He was also demoted to a pay grade lower than the new employees. I joined the company my father was working at. I finally got up the courage to ask my mother about the divorce. Allison was right. It wasn't an affair as I'd been led to believe. It was just a fundamental difference in values. When my mother heard that I would be joining my father at Murphy Steel, she was actually really happy. She was able to ask my father to keep an eye on me. As their biggest client, Allison takes extra special care of me and has shown me a lot of the inner workings of business and how to keep clients happy. I'm thrilled I not only got a new job, but also a new family member too. But the best outcome in all of this was that I could finally start paying my mother back for all her hard work and kindness while she raised me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Bye!